for creating these dashboards. Okay, so it will actually, we will help you understand what kind of dashboarding techniques are there, what kind of objectives are there, how exactly you will be building a dashboard. First you have to understand the audience who will be reading that dashboard, and based on that, the matrices changes, everything changes, right? The calculation changes, so we'll be talking about that. Okay, and once you have an interactive dashboard, those dashboards actually can be used by multiple other stakeholders. It can be used by probably by a CMO or a CXO, any kind of CXO, a CEO who will be taking decision based on that. Okay, so it actually helps take data driven decision. Okay, that is what Power BI actually helps you in. And why Power BI? Because of one of the most leading tech stack is Power BI. So if you see that this has been supported by this is a product from Microsoft, and I think it, there's no need of mentioning this, that Power BI is actually one of the tool which basically kind of comes from a very strong enterprise level integration. Okay, so a lot of companies, a lot of corporates are already using Microsoft, and Microsoft has included in their basically in their suite, and because of this, the adoption has been very, very huge. Okay, so it is something that has been used by a lot of companies, definitely Microsoft internally, Amazon, Google. Okay, all these big corporates use this, and moreover, not just these corporates, a lot of other companies, even startups would be using Power BI. Okay, definitely we have alternate tools like Tableau, which are also provided as a toolkit to us, but Power BI wins the game, through margins. Okay, and the level of integration that it has with the other tools, Microsoft tools, and the other tools that the databases that it holds is humongous. Okay, it basically just streamline seamlessly integrate with all the other Microsoft tools and environment. Okay, so that's why it becomes no brainer for us that we have to use Power BI, and this is a very powerful tool. Okay, if I talk about the industry leader, the Gartner. Okay, basically you can see a lot of people in lot of roles are basically asking you to have the ability to create, to use Power BI as a tool. Okay, so it's something that is kind of incorporated by a lot of different corporates live at different levels. Different stakeholders are using it. Okay, it's not something that you can kind of hide away with, that this is the tool of the hour. This is basically will be helping you a lot with the data, streamlining it. Okay, so if you would ask me when should I get this kind of a tool in my kitty, I would say that right now. Just get that particular tool, learn that tool, because this is no brainer that whichever job you are doing, it is something that you will be doing. You have to learn this tool right now. Okay, because why is the reason? As I've already established this fact that a lot of companies are already using it. Big corporates like Microsoft, Amazon, Google, they are using it, and the prime reason is because a lot of data, if you see, and I think most of you are already using data in your daily day-to-day job, so you're already involved in learning about data, uh, you know working with data, and sometimes it becomes quite difficult to make sense out of that data, right? So basically this is something that if in case you are working already working in the data driven industries, or probably you aspire to join a data driven company, that is the your go to tool. You have to learn it. There's no substitute to it. So Power BI is just a tool which can actually help us convert or translate all the data, and just those numbers, basically which usually would have been presented in a very boring non-interactive way to the user, and it would not be real time. Though I can run these reports in Excel multiple times basically, but the thing is that it will not be still not real time because Excel cannot connect with particular data source. Connecting with a particular data source basically is quite difficult actually. Okay, so there it becomes quite a problem for me where if I want a real world a real time data with the stakeholder, it becomes highly difficult for me to integrate. So there Power BI comes as a rescue. It basically helps us convert data into an interactive and easy to read dashboard which is real time. It can connect to multiple data sources. It can connect to Excel. It can connect to MySQL, MSSQL, Postgres, all these different databases. Hadoop. Okay, like a Hadoop is again big data way of storing the data. So I can actually connect these different sources of data and then transform the data, clean the data, make it more convert this messy data into a clean and easy way to read that particular data. Okay, and that too without any coding. So I do not need the help of coding there. Okay, it just becomes very easy for me to actually interact with these dashboard. This is highly useful when it comes to interacting with such basically dashboards. Okay, so all the stakeholders, different stakeholders can actually consume these reports, and they can actually take some data driven decisions. They can actually rely on this data because this will be more realistic, this will be more interactive, this will be more easy to read. Okay, because it will give you a lot of matrices in one particular place, and that too in more kind of in a very attractive way. Okay, on the right hand side you can already observe one dashboard basically. So these are the dashboards that would be these are the dashboards that we can create. And moreover, we have one of our very renowned faculty with us who would be actually showing you the actual use case, the actual dashboard, and he will also explain you how exactly this dashboard is interactive, what kind of things we are able to create, what kind of matrices we are able to create, and so on and so forth. Okay, it actually Power BI also help us send a particular PDF or a reminder based on the data that we are getting. We can create a lot of actions, different action based on the data that we have. Okay, so that is what we will be able to do. Why exactly do we require Power BI is because a lot of organization like Microsoft, Amazon, Google already are using Power BI. And it just not this. There are a lot of startups which are also using this particular tool. Okay, so there are multiple different organizations. They're already and the prime reason is because Power BI is actually it comes in the suite of Microsoft, and because of that, Microsoft has a humongous suite for corporates, and they're able to penetrate into that corporate environment, and they have made the product such that it is actually useful for a lot of domains, a lot of different profiles. Okay, and because of this has become actually a powerful tool altogether. Okay, and additionally it basically can be integrated seamlessly with all the other tools within Microsoft environment. So there it becomes quite easy actually. Okay, and not just this, a lot of organization are asking for such such skill set. They're looking for people who have the experience of Power BI, be it pharma, be it supply chain, be it a HR organization, a finance organization, or a marketing organization. They're actually looking for this kind of a tool. And someone may ask, when should I be learning this? Should I learn any other tool before learning this tool? So the answer is no. This is an independent tool which can actually help you ace in your career. And if I talk about what will be the best time for you, I would say that it will be just right now. Okay, so if in case if you have already been working in a data driven organization or a data driven role, then definitely it becomes a must, must to have a tool. However, in case you have not you're not there and you're aspiring to get into an organization, which actually helps or basically actually works in data driven organization or data driven role, then I would say you can definitely get started with it. To be honest, according to me, the right time would be now, because this is not going anywhere. This particular tool is becoming more necessary, and the prime reason is because the data is growing at a very very fast pace. Okay, and data has become the new oil. It is giving us so much information, so much insight, okay, that this particular tool, and this particular tool is helping to bring out those insights. Okay, so you can visualize it and you can bring out some patterns, some visualization which are interesting, to observe and to basically tweak the decision making that you're doing. Okay, we will be taking a lot of examples, and we will be understanding all these concepts much in detail, to be honest. Okay, so we'll be talking about a couple of case studies, a couple of visualization. So if I just give you an example, so Whiskey is an organization which basically an online pet supply company. Okay, which was facing a lot of problem, and they were failing to increase their sales, and they were facing a lot of challenges because the cost was increasing. So they wanted to have a solution, and to find this kind of a solution, they actually analyzed the sales data. They try after analyzing the sales data, they were able to identify consumer behavior, they were able to optimize the shipping cost. Okay, and overall they were able to increase 20% in the customer segment, engagement. And I guess this is needless to even mention that if you have a higher customer engagement, definitely your sales is going to get high. Customer is interacting with you, you have more chance of convincing them to show that you are trustable, you have better product, all these things. Okay, things like analysis is something that we can visualize with Power BI. So we can actually bring out frequently bought items, which items are bought together. Okay, and then bundling it, either cross selling it or making a combo out of it. All these strategies that we can build around this kind of a data is something that is humongous. Okay, so I'll hand it over to our faculty, Mr. Deepak. Okay, and we'll ask him to actually present his screen and show you a dashboard, a real-time dashboard. Okay, and he will also show you how you can interact with that, what kind of ability that it will be giving to you. So Deepak, if you can take over.
Thanks so much for the wonderful presentation, Kunal. And as Kunal mentioned, I'm going to give you a quick demo of the Power BI tool. What we are going to do is we are going to connect Power BI, connect a data set with Power BI, and then we are going to do some data cleaning activity. And you'll see how intuitive, how easy it is to clean data on Power BI. And after that, we will also show you the layout, the structure of the Power BI, the main components where the uh, dashboard is created, right? So I'll just share my screen.
Sure.
Yeah, thank you, Kunal.
Sounds very exciting, though, to see something of that sort.
Okay, great. So please let me know if you are able to see Power BI getting loaded. Yes, all of you can see this. Yes. Okay, great, great. Thanks for the confirmation. So where, as you see, I'll again. Can you see the icon, Power BI icon at the bottom? It's there. So once I click it, Power BI will open this way, and this is the home page or the home screen of Power BI, right? If I have to create a dashboard or a blank report, I'll simply click on blank report. Okay, so this is how you connect to a data set with Power BI. All I have to do is just click on data. You can see there are different file formats you can connect with Power BI: Excel, Power BI semantics, some data flows, SQL. You can straight away connect, as Kunal mentioned, you can straight away connect Power BI with SQL database. Then you also have CSV and text format. So if I click on CSV, I'm going to pick this file, product lookup, and I click on open, and Power BI will open this window, and it is asking me whether it has to browse to only 200 rows or the entire data set to detect the data type. What Power BI does is, at the first step, it detects the data type for all the columns that are there in our data. So it is asking whether it will use it, whether you want Power BI to use only 200 rows or entire data set. By
Okay.
default, we keep it as
We can
200 rows.
like see the complete data as well, right?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yes, you can. You
That's great.
can
Okay.
you can select the entire data set, but since suppose your data set is of a million rows, then it might take some time for Power BI to decide on the data type. So by default, we keep it as 200 rows. Right now, when I hit transform data, it is where Power BI will open the Power Query editor wherein data cleaning can be done. So if I click on transform data, you will notice Power Query Editor window gets open. Now, this is a window which is different from the main interface, that is the reports view. In this window, you can do all the data cleaning activities. You can see on the left side, we have the query that is connected. On the right side, I have the option to rename this file. Suppose I want to rename this file AW products. I'm just renaming it to AW products, right?
Okay.
Enter. Now, this is how I have renamed
See
the
something more
file.
interactive, like can we create something, some dashboard, some
Yes, we will be doing after we do the data cleaning, Kunal. We'll be doing that, right?
okay.
Okay, so this is a file. You see this is the data set that we have connected, and you'll notice on top, Power BI has already tagged each column with the data type 1 2 3. If you see, if I click, it is whole number. So Power BI has gone through the first 200 rows, and it has tagged this column as whole number. Then this again, it has tagged as whole number. Product SKU, it is ABC, right? It has categorize this product SKU as text data set. Then similarly, it has connected all the data types, all the columns with some data type. 1.2 that you see here, it means it is a decimal number. Power BI has identified this column as a decimal number, and it has tagged this column as a decimal number. Now, as I said, we want to do some data cleaning. So if I just look at the data, the first thing I want to do is want to change the product price and product cost into a currency, dollar value. So I also have that option. I click here, and I can simply click fix decimal number, and replace current means it is going to override this column. You can see now this is represented in a much more cleaner format, only two decimal, and now this is categorized as decimal. This is categorized as a currency now. So this now product cost is in currency. Similarly, I can change this to currency, right? And the interesting thing that you will see is that as I keep on making changes, the applied steps keep on adding those steps. So for me to just, it's kind of a log which I can refer to, that the changes that I have made. So let's make another change. Suppose I want to delete these two columns which I don't want to use in my analysis, product size and product style. So what I'll do is I'll just simply click here, and sorry, click here and remove. Now, as I remove this, notice another step got added here. So applied step is a very powerful feature in Power BI that really helps us in um, uh, looking at what are the changes, going back and just looking back the changes that we have made to our data. Okay, I'm going to make another change, and then we are going to see how we can create visualizations in Power BI. Okay, I'm going to make another change here. Let me change the name to product subcategory to only subcategory. Now see, if I make this change, another applied step gets added. Okay, so this is how you can do data cleaning. I can also add another column, uh, and name it as price minus cost, that is profit, right? So I go to add column and conditional column. Wait, not conditional column. I go to add column, add a new column and custom column, name it as product price, oh sorry, profit, right? And I can, what I can do is I can simply create a formula, product price minus product cost, and click OK. And you can see another column got added, and it has the customized calculation that we have created, profit, right? I want to change this to fixed decimal. Now it is in decimal format. So these, suppose these are the changes that we have made, and these are the only changes that we want. So I go to home page and I click on close and apply. What does this close and apply do? It will close the Power Query editor and apply all the changes, which will now be visible in the reports view. So let me do this, close and apply, and you'll see it will take couple of seconds. It is loading, and there we are. Now you see on the right side we have the data pane, and you'll see this profit. Can you see this profit? This was the, this was the variable that we created just now with the formula, right? So we can now, our data is loaded in the models view, in the reports view, right? If I want to look at the data, if I want to look at the data, I can go to the table view, and there I have all the data that is ready to be used to create visualizations. Okay, and so let's, as Kunal mentioned, what we'll do is we'll create some very easy visualizations, just to understand how we how easy it is to create visualizations on Tableau. So, oh sorry, on Power BI. So for that, what we'll do is I'm going to create a bar chart, just a very simple bar chart. Now, Power BI provides you, for each type of chart, Power BI provides you with a template. Now, you can see there are different types of template. In the first row, the bar charts are there. In the second row, line charts are there. Some line and bar charts are also there. Then you have various other templates. Now, creating a chart in Power BI is simply leveraging these templates. So I'll click on clustered bar chart, and you see a template appears, right? So now what you have to do is, with this template there are some fields. You can see in the visualization column, there are some fields that you have to fill to create this, to fill that you have to fill to populate this visualization. So let's do this. What we'll do is we will, I'm going to create a bar chart for profit, to show the profit for different subcategories, right? So I'll create a bar chart. Let's go here. I'll drag subcategories into the y-axis and profit into the x-axis. There you go. As simple as this, dragging and dropping, and this is how your bar chart gets created. Now this is a very sketchy, very simple, very basic kind of a chart that we have created. Otherwise, we can have more data into it and can do far better, we can create far better charts. What I'll also show you in this demo is how you can create a table, right? To create a table, I need something called a matrix. So if I notice, what I did was I just selected this chart and I clicked on matrix, and my entire chart got transformed into a matrix. Along with the profit, suppose I want some more fields to be added, let's say cost and sales. So what I can do is I can simply drag cost, drag profit, sorry, drag the price, and there you go. So I have created a very simple, very basic level uh, table with just simply dragging and dropping. This is how simple Power BI is to use. So I hope this demo gives you an idea of how you can create charts on Power BI. There are a lot of other options that you can leverage, and that you can create very powerful charts and then ultimately transform them into dashboards. So that's before I end this demo, what I want to show you is I've already discussed with you the reports view and the table view. There is another view called model view. This view holds the a glimpse of the data set that are connected to Power BI. Right now, we have only products table that is connected to Power BI. Now, if now all of you would agree that in today's world, data does not come from a single source. We have multiple sources of data, right? So even Power BI has the capability to use multiple data sets together and create the visualizations that you want to create. So if suppose I connect another data set, you will see that data set appears here, and a data model gets created using the entity relationship feature. And so I'll just show you how it gets connect how two data sets appear. So let me connect to sales data, right? I click on load straight away. See, now we have two data sets and Power BI has connected them. So these two data sets are ready to be used to create visualizations. And this small structure that is created, we call it as a data model, hence the name model view.